Welcome, everybody. I know it's been a rough couple months here. We've been traveling through different dimensions, but you found us. We're here. This is episode 29 of School Dropouts, and we just watched the first 6 episodes of Sonny Boy. I'm Stew.
And I'm Bakari.
And yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But how are you doing, man?
Sleepy.
Sleepy? Yeah.
But otherwise good. My roommate got COVID. So, which at the time it was like a little stressful, right? It's like, I didn't have it. I was still testing negative, but he had tested negative while he had symptoms and then got another test and that came back positive. And so we were all like, oh no, now I got it. So I canceled all my plans for that week and the weekend and stuff. And that turned out to be actually kind of wonderful. It just played games.
I know,
just
right?
Watched movies, it was nice.
Yeah, it's so nice, not doing anything.
Yeah, I forgot how much I missed not doing shit.
Yeah, no, as of recording, last Monday was Labor Day.
That's right.
And it was I did all the weekend stuff, Saga anime was over the weekend, and then Monday rolls around, and it was just chill time. I sat on the couch, I played Stellaris on Steam Deck the whole day. Nice. It was absolutely wonderful.
That sounds sick.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I got this week off from work actually, but I'm leaving to New York tomorrow. Yeah. My friends got business there and I was bored and I was like, I haven't been anywhere in a while. Why not? They invited me along. I was just like, yeah, sure, fuck it. And then took the week off.
Yeah.
Gonna go to the Big Apple for the first time. You can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
We really picked the right day to record then.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's fucking rad.
I can't wait to get in the guy's way while he's walking, Oh,
I
think he's gonna have some choice words about that for me.
Hey, guy, I was walking right here.
I think that's how it's gonna go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is there anything in New York that you want to do? Oh man, I got to see that.
There's an arcade in Chinatown where that's been in a bunch of movies. I can't remember the name of it, but there's photos of like Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks and a bunch of other fucking Bill Murray and all them are in there, and I'm like, I'm gonna play that pinball machine as well.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna be in the ranks, It's you got Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, and then Bakari from School Dropouts went to the arcade. Holy shit. Incredible.
Top 3 celebrities that were in that establishment get fucked Bill Murray.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun. I didn't mean that. I'm nothing wrong with Bill Murray.
There's probably something wrong with him. I don't know.
I'm not the world's biggest Ghostbusters guy, but I don't have a problem with it either.
You're telling me that might imply that you don't have super strong feelings about the Lady Ghostbusters?
I forgot that came out actually. I don't I've seen the first 2 Ghostbusters. I don't remember shit about them, but I've seen them. I didn't see the Lady Ghostbusters or the Stranger Things Ghostbusters. Did that come out?
Yeah, I saw Stranger Things Ghostbusters.
Was that any good? Oh, you didn't see the Lady Ghostbusters?
I guess I have seen them all. Now that I think about it. Yeah.
Mr. Superfan over here.
Yeah. Neither of them are good. Oh. So,
Shame.
Yeah, the Stranger Things one is frustrating because it's almost funny.
Oh.
There's a lot of moments that's wow, that could be a really good joke. And instead they seem to purposefully avoid it.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating to watch.
That kid, the Stranger Things kid, Finn Wolfhard.
Which that can't be his real name, right?
Probably. I don't know.
That's too cool of a name.
It's cool, but but in a way that I wouldn't put it past a particularly hip pair of white parents to come up with,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe they just happen to already have the name Wolfhard and they're like, what about what? And the dad's like, what about Aiden or Jaden or Caden or something? And the mom's like, what about Finn? He's like, oh yeah, we do love Adventure Time. And because they get a bit old enough to have that.
Shit, right? I know. It's weird to think that Adventure Time's super old at this point.
Super old.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Adventure Time, I've been watching. It actually has very little to do with Adventure Time. But,
good transition though.
I've been watching this show on Netflix, Bee and Puppy Cat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you watched that?
No, I've heard a bunch about it. I follow a couple of animators of it.
On
Twitter.
Yeah,
is it
really
pretty
interesting. Good? Yeah, it is very much because when I saw it, I saw a short trailer, I think, and just kind of looking at it, and it looks like a cartoon, a Cartoon Network style cartoon. You know what I mean? And it very much is, but it is obviously made not specifically for kids, but for the adults who are into those kind of shows. This is aimed squarely at people our age who really love like Steven Universe and Adventure Time and stuff. And I got no problem with people. We're on a fucking anime podcast. I'm not casting that first stone, right? But yeah, I mean, it's the main character B is like she's like of indeterminable age, but she's like obviously like an adult, and she's like having trouble keeping a job down and stuff, and like she kind of has no direction in life and whatnot. And then she meets this weird dog cat thing called Puppy Cat, which also turns out to be like a interdimensional traveler type thing. And the two of them go on fun adventures, but it still kind of keeps that slice of life. Like, you know, she also still has to figure out what the fuck she's going to do in her very normal human life. So yeah, it's fun. Cute. It's interesting.
Yeah. I see what you're saying though. That plot really does feel like a aimed for us kind of plot.
Totally. And like, I don't think it if I were a kid watching it, I don't think it would be like, I would feel too out of place, but like there are some kind of signifiers that like, yeah, this is for people a bit older. Like, I don't know, someone says ass once in a while, or like, you know, there's some spooky monsters that show up that are like maybe a little too creepy for kids.
Yeah.
You know,
the hardcore sex scenes are probably a dead.
Yeah, that's a problem. The racial slurs,
the racial slurs, like heated gamer moments.
But
all stuff that we love.
Yeah, exactly. Big fan. Puppy Cat talks in like auto-tune gibberish with subtitles, and
that's cute.
Can't get that guy to stop being, you know, just anti every sort of ism, really. Ism-anphobia. Yeah, can't stop him. Yeah.
Arachnophobia is the big one.
That is, he's got some real nasty slurs for spiders. I didn't know those
exactly.
existed. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's very cute. The soundtrack is done by the producer Bats, who I liked. There was a rapper named Milo. He no longer goes by Milo, but he is still a rapper. He had a mixtape called Milo Takes Bats, where he took a bunch of Bats beats and made a mixtape out of it. And I thought those were fantastic.
Bath beats?
Bats is the name of the handle of the producer.
Bats beats.
Yes.
I heard took bath beats. I was like, that's a new genre.
Oh yeah, no. Okay. The album cover is him in a bathtub. But Bats is the name of the producer. He took Bats' beats. Bats' beats.
This could so quickly turn into like a Who's On Next kind of moment for us.
100%. Yeah. That album's good. That guy who makes those beats is good. He's making the soundtrack for Bee and Puppy Cat. It's a very good soundtrack. Definitely cribs off of that sort of like video gamey adjacent sort of style, the digital fusion style that Steven Universe is known for. But yeah, it's really good, and like really nice art direction and stuff like that. I think it's a very pretty show. You don't get enough pretty cartoons aimed at like really any like Western cartoons like don't really try to put a whole lot into their like aesthetic appeal a lot of the time.
I'm still on my Rick and Morty binge. I just watched like season 5, which I think is the most recent one, and like I still hold like. I'm like very Rick and Morty neutral, you know, but I do think it's such a weird show because it's like, it looks like ass, like 90% of it. And then all of a sudden there'll just be like these action sequences that I'm like, well done. Okay, not bad.
Yeah, that's something that kind of bothers me particularly about like animation aimed at adults, you know, outside of like anime and stuff like that, is that like a lot of it, I think that because we kind of view animation and cartoons as like a kid medium, that like, that you're not being mature by trying to like, you know, engage with this thing in earnest. You know what I mean? Like, right. Just like, you don't want to look at this because it's pretty and because there's like artistic merit to it. You want to look at it because haha, funny poop joke. Yeah. You know, and to each their own. I'm not trying to be one of those guys who shits on Family Guy and American Dad or Simpsons or whatever, but like, there is a lot, I don't know. It's nice to see that some people are exploring that potential, Rick and Morty included.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I feel like when I think about really bad, like Rick and Morty, I think I wouldn't fight somebody if they said like, no, it always looks like ass. Like, okay, yeah, you know, you do you. But like, I think about shit like Big Mouth. Like, and the effect that has had on adult animation, where
see, I've heard that, but I don't know that does Big Mouth really have that kind of reach?
Well, I know people who fucking love it, and it's got like 5 or 6 seasons or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I guess.
I guess what I'm more, maybe it's not the main culprit, but it's the biggest one that I can think of that kind of like look for a show or something. Like, there's so many adult animation shows where it's like, we've brought on some comedians. We're gonna have them tell jokes that are a little ridiculous, but we have no direction for the art style. Yeah. So just take what's popular, slap it on there. Like, I would say Family Guy and kind of by extension The Simpsons
are kind of the progenitor of that. Though I do think that there is some really nice art direction in The Simpsons sometimes. So that's
absolutely
which I don't think the same of for Family Guy a lot of the time. But yeah, the Family Guy and its various spin-offs, I feel like were the initial tremor.
Yeah,
and so many of these other ones are just sort of reverberations of that.
Yeah, and I think the reason I gravitate to Big Mouth for that one too is there's a show that just came out called like Slippin' Jimmy, which is based. Have you heard about this one?
That name sounds familiar. If I did see anything about it, I probably just tuned it out.
It feels like a fever dream, like a meme that somebody did, and I'm just taking it too seriously or something. But it is a spin-off of Better Call Saul.
Are you saying spin-off or knockoff? Does it actually take place in the Breaking Bad universe?
It is in the Better Call Saul-averse or the Breaking Bad-averse, whichever you prefer. It is about his life when he was young, because he's what is this? Saul Goodman's real name is Jimmy McGill or something like that.
Sure.
So he was known as Slippin' Jimmy back in the day. Spoiler alert for like season 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's about his life as like a kid, but it has a very like Big Mouth sort of look to it and whatnot. And just I haven't watched the show, so I'm being a little unfair, but everything I've seen online and people talking about it just looks like the least inspired thing.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I don't understand why it exists. Who was like, it really feels like, well, Breaking Bad's going away, or Breaking Bad's done, Better Call Saul's done. There's probably nothing else they're gonna do with it. How do we milk it for more money?
It is really funny to see how like big of a way Breaking Bad has kind of come back into the public zeitgeist. You know what I mean? Because there was many years, like even while Better Call Saul was running, I feel like even until this last like season of Better Call Saul, I would go months at a time without hearing a single word uttered about any of those things. Maybe the occasional Walter White meme, somebody knocks on his door and all of a sudden he's in Smash Bros, whatever. But yeah, then all of a sudden like this this season of Better Call Saul happens and fucking everybody. My little brother, I have a kid brother, he's 17.
Yeah.
He was telling me some story or whatever, and he pauses in the middle of it and he goes like, wait, real quick, do you mind Breaking Bad spoilers? I was like, that show came out when you were 2 years old. I've already seen it. You cannot spoil that show for me. Continue. Yeah.
That's so good. Do you mind Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
That's so good. Yeah. Because the most recent season of Better Call Saul was the finale.
Yeah.
So I think that really kind of put it into, because I've heard it's really good. I don't think I've seen the latest season at all, but
I've only seen like the first couple episodes, and I thought it was really cool, but I haven't gotten back to it.
Well, it's funny watching a show like Better Call Saul or something. Like it's nice watching like good prestige television and whatnot. I sometimes forget when I just watch like trash for like a really long time. Like so Labor Day, I didn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
What I secretly did, I watched 30 episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
Nice.
That's
a great day.
I watched like episode 6 to the end of the Saiyan saga.
Oh wow, okay. So like post Raditz fight all the way to like end of Vegeta fight.
Yeah.
All the Snake Way and everything like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I skipped
You picked an interesting batch of episodes.
I skipped one episode. It was the one where he gets swallowed by like a giant snake lady.
Oh, yeah.
Just halfway through, I was like, this won't matter. And I just skipped it. I was like bored.
It's funny, like we talk about how like, oh yeah, like it's hard to say shonen anime nowadays because like really the vanguard of that right now is stuff like Demon Slayers and Jujutsu Kaisen and whatnot. But like there was a time when shonen anime was synonymous with filler episodes and people would talk about like, oh, that's how shit like Naruto and Bleach and all them are, not like the good stuff. And Dragon Ball Z has one fight and then bam, we're in filler territory for like what, a dozen episodes or something like that before Goku gets to Vegeta. So much of that never matters.
Yeah, there's like a whole episode where like Gohan like finds a robot and like, and like you can argue like, okay, it's showing Gohan's like arc of like getting stronger and learning not to run away.
Yeah.
But he has that arc during the fight with Vegeta,
exactly.
where they're fighting Nappa and Krillin and Piccolo are like, okay, we're gonna distract him. You kick his ass, Gohan, and then Gohan freezes, but then later decides, no, I need to learn to fight. So the previous episodes where like he was learning and training didn't really do anything.
Yeah,
like they weren't terrible episodes, but like, yeah,
you could call it reinforcement, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Like so much of that just didn't serve much of a purpose besides having more Dragon Ball Z to put on the screen, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's just interesting, like, you know, the king of the shonen animes, Dragon Ball Z, like wasted no time in starting to waste time.
Absolutely. It is funny watching the Saiyan saga and being like, I kind of expected it to be worse than it would be because like of all those filler episodes. And then like my thinking, and this is usually incorrect, but my thinking is like, when something's like the first of something, it's like good, it's noteworthy, but it's not gonna be the best. Like to me, like the Dark Tournament, like peak shonen stuff. Totally. But like I was like Saiyan Saga, okay, it'll probably be pretty good, but whatever. And I know it's not the first tournament arc in shonen or whatever, but I was like, this is actually pretty satisfying. Like it's got a lot of ups and downs and whatnot. I kind of expected Goku to just kind of show up and like just kick ass for the rest of the thing. And like he gets his ass kicked. It was great.
Yeah. He doesn't even strictly speaking win that fight, right? It was it Yajirobe cuts off Vegeta's tail?
Yeah, Yajirobe cuts off Vegeta's tail. He gives the spirit bomb that he wasn't able to throw to Krillin. Krillin throws it at Vegeta. Vegeta deflects it, or he does something. It bounces towards Gohan. Gohan swats it away, and that's what hits Vegeta. And he's like, nope, I gotta leave this planet. I'm fucking done, dude.
What a show.
I just got fucking spirit bombed. I got my tail cut off. I'm
just
so mad.
There's actually, that's a good point. Like, I can't really think of many other shonen series that like do kick off like really strongly like that. Yeah. You know, because Dark Tournament's like the highlight of Yu Yu Hakusho. Hunter x Hunter is good from the jump, but like it's way better after the Hunter exams, in my opinion. Naruto, the bridge mission is pretty good. I really like the bridge mission. That's within the first dozen episodes at least.
I know nothing about Naruto.
Oh, really? Have you never watched it?
I've watched like maybe 3 episodes, not consecutively. Just by happenstance of being in the room while they're on.
Yeah, because like the first couple episodes of Naruto are like, you know, him graduating like ninja preschool essentially, and then like him graduating and becoming like an actual ninja instead of a trainee, and then him like meeting his teammates and like a couple other odds and ends type things, and then like at episode 5 or something like that, they get their first real mission, and then it turns out the guy who commissioned them, like he's like, oh, I'm headed to this place, I'm a bridge builder, I need some protection, I need bodyguards because who knows, bandits. And it turns out that for like economic reasons, there's this like mobster basically who doesn't want him building that bridge because it's gonna fuck with his like business in some way, and so he's sending like elite ninja after this guy, and this dude has hired a bunch of 13-year-olds to protect him. And they're like, dude, this is an S rank mission and you build it like it was a C rank. This is not good. Like, you tried to save money, you're gonna get us all fucking killed. And like that's how it starts ramping up, and that like from then on, it's really fucking cool. I think what I like about because in those filler episodes too of Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, what makes it good, and I think it's the same thing for Dark Tournament, all that jazz, to make a good tournament arc, you gotta have like stakes to it. Yeah. Like Vegeta and Nappa are coming towards the planet, and like there's a whole episode where they like kill a bug planet. And, like Vegeta just like detonates the planet from space, you know, because he's just that bad of a dude. So like, yeah, when he starts kicking Goku's ass, you're like, this is a big deal. Yeah. You know, like he's gonna fuck up Earth. Totally. Yeah. It's like stakes right there. Stakes right there. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Like you gotta have that. You gotta know the danger you're in. Also helps if you're the underdog too. That's true. That's such a huge part. Goku kind of stops being the underdog like pretty fast, I feel. He becomes the solution pretty quickly from what I understand. Because like even from I think Frieza Saga onwards, like the main problem that people keep running into is Goku is not present. Yeah. It's like, we're fighting the Ginyu Force. Gosh, I sure wish Goku was here. And then Goku gets here and kicks everybody's ass. It has a little bit of trouble with Ginyu only because Ginyu manages to switch bodies with him. Right. The Frieza fight, like, yeah, it's intense, but like I don't think anybody is under the illusion that Goku's gonna lose. You know? Yeah. I want to get through the
Is it Frieza Saga? Is that what they call? Is that what the cool kids call it, or is it something different?
No, it's a Frieza Saga.
Frieza Saga. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to get
Saga,
through
Cell Saga, Cell Boo Saga. Yeah.
I want to get through Frieza Saga and maybe Cell Saga because that's what I remember watching when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't really care about the Boo Saga. That was where I dropped off when I was like a preteen, teenager.
Yeah, Boo Saga does some interesting stuff, but it definitely kind of loses its way as far as like what people find appealing is in Dragon Ball Z. There's a lot of good stuff in it, but it's confused, I would say.
It's confused.
Yeah. Oh, there's also the Android Saga. The Android Saga is good.
Oh, because that's right before Cell, or
that's like immediately after Frieza, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because they land. Goku lands. Frieza is back already. Like he's like Mecha Frieza or whatever.
And Trunks
shows up and just dusts him like effortlessly. And then he's like, "Hey, future androids, you're going to fucking die of a heart attack. We got problems. Let's do this." Like.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole thing. Goku's going to die of a heart attack.
Yeah, a viral heart disease, and he needs a vaccine. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I remember that because I used to collect Dragon Ball Z trading cards, and one of them, like, there was like a spell card called viral heart disease. It just shows a sick Goku.
Destroy one Goku.
Yeah. That's a valuable card in most any Dragon Ball type thing.
Honestly, yeah.
If I had a free destroy one Goku in Dragon Ball Fighters, oh man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have enough is the problem. There's too many Gokus.
That's very true, yeah.
I hate that in Fighters you can have multiple Gokus on your team. That feels wrong.
Well, half the roster is Gokus.
I know. Well, you should have to mix it up.
The fucking jank that people would have to play in order to only have one Goku on their team.
You're talking to a man who loves jank. I don't know. I am disappointed that game seemed to drop out of the fighting game zeitgeist as far as like a casual fan goes. Because like, man, I was like, this is sick, and then just never saw anything more. Really,
the lack of good netcode like really did a number on it for sure.
Okay,
you know, that and like it always happens with these kind of games that like the gap between someone who just plays the game for fun and somebody who's like trying to like learn the game, you know what I mean? That gap just widens over the lifespan of a fighting game, to the point where like if you don't already play it and know how to play it or like know fighting games and stuff like that, it can be really intimidating to get in. And as people get old and sort of phase out, then or not old, they get bored. They get older like by a margin of a few years, but like as they get bored and phase out, like you have less people coming in, more people leaving, and it just sort of dwindles like that.
Yeah.
Until only the people who really give a fuck about it are still around.
Yeah, because that's always my thing with like first person shooters too, is like there are a number that I'm like, I need to get in on the ground floor or I'm never gonna have fun playing this game.
Totally, yeah.
Because I'm not about to dedicate, I think I probably have like 200 hours in Overwatch.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most I can think of in a multiplayer FPS. Or a game that's dominantly for that. I have a lot in Titanfall, I guess I should say.
Sure.
But
I had a few hundred hours in CSGO at one point in time. But
damn.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played that game in so long though.
I didn't know you were a CS goer at some point.
For a minute, yeah, I had in like 2015, 2016. I was playing that game pretty consistently.
Okay. Yeah, that's an esport I like.
That's a fun one to watch. That's in my opinion, I think that's the most fun first person shooter esport to like be a spectator.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, the Overwatch and all them like never quite managed the and I think it's a problem with the like support for spectating and stuff like that.
Yes,
like, Overwatch being a spectator is just kind of watching through random players like cameras and stuff like that, and there's very little that kind of tells you like what's going on a like game wide level. You know what I mean? It
got better as like Overwatch League went on. I remember at a certain point being like, oh yeah, this is pretty solid.
Okay,
but. Yeah, it definitely wasn't initially. Whereas, like, and I know CSGO has had more time, but like, CSGO, like, you watch it and like you can see the arc that grenades go on. Like, it does get a little confusing when they jump around if you don't really know the maps.
Sure.
But I think it works pretty well. I
agree.
You can see like the big thing for me is like you got to have something you can look at if you can't tell what's going on the screen.
Yeah.
Like, and so for me, it's like looking at how many people are alive on each side.
Yeah.
Okay. How much money, what's the difference in money, between the two sides?
Totally.
If you don't have anything like that to look at, then it's just like, I don't know what's happening. This sucks.
Yeah. And I'm sure like as you get better or like as you know more about the game and stuff like that, like I'm sure that it's more entertaining to watch, even if like the sort of spectator support isn't there. But like getting into something like that from a spectator position, at least in my experience, feels almost impossible. Like even as someone who like, I understand what the characters do and what the maps are and stuff like that, but even watching, you know, on a pro level, I'm just like, I don't get what any of that meant.
Yeah.
I saw the Tracer kill a guy. That's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think like Overwatch and probably so Blizzard games are probably like and listen, StarCraft 2 is like my favorite esport to watch.
Yeah.
With regular StarCraft right behind it. Both I like I want to be like really evangelical about it. Everybody should watch StarCraft 2, but like really if you're not like into StarCraft, like it's practically unwatchable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's tough. I've tried watching some StarCraft before as someone who doesn't really know StarCraft. That is rough.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
Well, getting back to real life, so we're recording this like on 9/11.
That we are.
And before we get too grim, this previous week was fucking ridiculously hot. How did you survive, dude?
I didn't go anywhere. I think it also kind of helps. Like I said, I canceled a bunch of my plans and stuff, and so I was just like, oh well, gotta quarantine, gotta stay in. Oops, I can't go anywhere. Sorry, and then just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. I've been playing, like I've mentioned, I've just been playing fuck tons of Final Fantasy 14. so much of that game.
Now, did you have that week off or did you?
I didn't have the week off. I've still been playing.
You have next week off.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I've been like working and stuff like that, sure. But like I also work from home. So, you know, I still don't have to leave jealous. The AC. Yeah.
Yeah, the little bits that I had to like walk outside. And like I'm pretty lucky for the most part that like a lot of my transit is on public transportation.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I gotta wait at a bus stop or I gotta wait. I mean, I had to wait like 20 minutes on like in like 110-degree weather at like a bus stop. And like it doesn't really have any shade. And I'm just like,
yeah. Oh man.
I'm gonna melt. My phone gets so hot that I actually got like a heat warning on it and all that. Yeah.
Damn. That's
that was, but I'm like, but I don't know what else to do. I have to watch YouTube phone. I don't have a choice.
That's fucking tough.
Yeah.
Glad you survived.
Me too. It was wild though. Like there were all the notices from like utilities companies that were like, hey, don't use power from like 4 to 9.
Yeah,
you know?
I got that like an Amber Alert. Like, you know, it just started like fucking powerfully vibrating my phone. Just like, hey, look.
Yeah.
Don't use too much power.
I want to say the governor said it was like a state of emergency or something.
I think so.
Yeah. And like we didn't have any power outages over here.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's pretty good.
State of New York's in a state of, or maybe it's just New York City, but they're in a state of emergency right now.
Oh, fun.
Over polio.
What the fuck?
I know.
Polio?
It's the roaring 20s all over again, baby.
Oh, dude. Get it. Become president.
Yeah, I should. Yeah. Is that how you do it? You get polio, become president?
Yeah.
Does Joe Biden have polio?
Probably.
Sure. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. Apparently, this is just like it's a problem amongst anti-vaxxers or something.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be, right? Because like we figured this out a while ago, how to not get polio, and I've been doing a great job of not getting polio because I got vaccinated when I was a kid.
Yeah, because they still do the polio vaccine, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I was like, I'm sure I did get vaccinated against polio, but like that hasn't been a thing I've had to think about as an adult. And then like I was like, oh well, I've been to Africa before. I definitely needed to have it in order to get the polio vaccine and a bunch of other vaccines to go there. So like, yeah, I'm covered.
Yeah, I'm curious because I've never been to Africa.
Oh, you should try it. It's good time.
Yeah. Listen, I'm trying.
If you like spicy food and beaches, it's great.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah.
But because I wanted to say that they like, and I'm talking completely out my ass.
Yeah, sure.
I want to say that they like kind of phased it out a bit because like polio is basically like dead was dead in America.
Surprise.
Because it's one of those
just,
viruses that doesn't evolve very frequently. That's why you got to get a flu shot like every year.
Yeah.
Because the flu is like constantly changing.
Yeah,
you know? Like it's going through all those like evolutionary changes that usually take like centuries or millennia for humans.
Yeah.
But they have such a short life cycle that they're constantly evolving. So you got to do it with that. Polio's like been the same thing for like all of human history. Like it does not change. And so like if we actually got vaccines to like, you know, places where polio is and people actually took those vaccines, polio could just disappear.
Good.
Like just be like we wouldn't even need the vaccine.
Yeah.
Because it would just be gone.
I think people are like, it always happens, like, trends are a circle. People like are like, well, there's this pandemic going on, but I don't want to get fucking COVID-19. I got to get something a little more out there. And then they're looking, polio. Let's bring back polio. And now that polio is the wave, I can't fucking get polio. I got to get something a little more out there. I need a designer virus. So I'm thinking this is my brand move for Q4 of this year. Scarlet fever.
Scarlet fever.
I'm gonna die like that girl from Little Women.
That's pretty cool. I'm leaning towards tuberculosis.
Ooh,
personally.
Nice. Classic.
Yeah, going for that one.
Definitely.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
TB's killed some historical people, I think.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'm gonna like move to Arizona and sit outside with like a blanket and some shit and just like write a shitty American novel.
Who is this? Who is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like I'm describing. Somebody smarter than me can know who I'm describing.
I was like, it sounds like you're referencing someone specific, and God, I don't know it.
Listen, I don't either.
This joke, yeah.
I just know that was a thing with like TV. Like they would say like you should move to a drier climate, and I think it kind of helps. Gives you another 6 months instead of just dying immediately.
That's something. Arizona's got scorpions. Tex-Mex. Yeah, they got some stuff happening.
Honestly, I could go for some scorpions and Tex-Mex.
It's a pretty good deal.
Fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big thing with the heat. So Saga Anime was last weekend as of recording, and dude, like I'd get back from Saga Anime and like I didn't drink really that at all while I was there. Which is a rare exception for me. And I got back and I just felt exhausted. I was like, how much did I have to drink? I didn't really drink that much. What happened? Oh, it was like 100 and something degrees outside. And I was like walking back and forth from the convention center or out to get food or something. I mean, like Bernadette and I made a huge mistake and got food and beers at this place. That was like, it was a good place, but they didn't really have AC inside.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. So it was just kind of muggy indoors. And then we go back to the convention center and we do stuff. And it's like, I think by 5 o'clock, Bernadette was like, I need to go back. Like, I have to sleep.
Yeah.
Like I'm so done.
Yeah. It's crazy how the heat will just knock you out like that. For sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like I was telling you earlier, I went to I attend a Muay Thai gym for fun and fitness and just getting hurt occasionally. And I was there one day when it wasn't even as hot as it was this last week. It was like 105 or something like that. And everybody else was smart enough to not show up except like the coach and the owner's son, who's like he's an actual like trained like fighter. He has like a fight record and stuff. And then there's me, like just this dumbass who like only shows up once in a while and just like, hey, I'm ready to get a workout in. And like usually after I go to a class, like I'm beat, but I'm like, oh yeah, I feel good. We got endorphins going. This is great. Feel loose, And after that, I was just like, I just need to sit down. I don't feel good right now.
I know. It's weird how it's like just completely saps your energy.
Totally. Yeah.
Like I forget, being a spoiled office boy now, like I was unemployed for 2 years and now I work in an office where I have to wear a jacket while I'm inside because the air conditioning is
okay.
So
I
high.
thought that was like you had like a uniform or something.
No. Nothing like that. No, it's just like the air conditioning is cranked up high and my desk is like right under one of the vents.
Oh,
and I get cold very easily as well.
Sure.
So it just feels absurd. Like there were a couple days in the last because it's been stupid hot lately.
That it has.
And I will walk outside and be like, fuck, I'm so hot. Why? Oh, it's because I left my jacket on. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, okay, that'll do it.
It's 110 degrees outside and I'm wearing a fucking flannel jacket.
Fucking psycho walking down the street in a jacket.
Yeah, I got picked up by like a Lyft driver one time and the guy looked at me like I was crazy. And it was because I was wearing the jacket and I was like, well, when I called the Lyft, like the guy was like 2 minutes away. So I'm like, I don't really have time to like put it in my backpack or whatever.
Sure.
So fuck it, I'll just wear it. And the guy's like, what are you doing? Like, are you okay?
Damn.
Yeah.
It's rough. It is Friday in California.
Damn, it really is Friday.
It really is Friday in California.
Yeah. No, it's wild that like it dropped to like I think today is like 95 degrees or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's so cold today. It's so nice.
Yeah, I there used to be a time when I would complain about 90-degree weather. No more.
Yeah, no longer.
Yeah.
And my health, I like the heat for the most part, but once you get into like 110 and higher, and it just sits there. Oh, and when I can't fucking sleep at night, that was the whole thing this last week.
Yeah,
was
sure.
like, okay, it's time for bed, and I'm like, it's too hot. It's
Yeah.
like still 90 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah, even at night, like sun's completely down and it is still like just fucking hot.
Yeah, no breeze, nothing.
Yeah.
That was fucking brutal.
Just nasty.
Ugh.
Terrible state. So
Okay.
have you heard of the Papa Bowl?
Poppable.
The Papa Bowl.
No, like PAPA bowl.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. What is a Papa Bowl?
The Papa Bowl is the new menu item at Papa John's.
Oh, I do know this. Oh no.
It is like, you're familiar with the Chipotle burrito bowl.
Yeah.
This is a very similar concept, except it's the contents of the pizza minus the crust in a bowl.
Yeah.
There is no pasta. There is no any other sort of carb.
Ugh.
It is cheese, tomato sauce, pepperoni, sausage, and bell peppers and onions in a little trough. And they put that trough in like a cardboard sleeve, and then they put that whole assembly into a pizza, like a small pizza box.
Oh boy.
That is still way too big for it. And then along with a plastic fork, and then they hand it to you.
They just give you that shit. Yeah, I remember reading like a press release or something about it. It was like, oh, here's an option for when everybody wants pizza, but somebody in the group doesn't want a pizza. We have an option for them now. And I can't imagine somebody being like, oh, I don't want pizza. Oh, you have pizza without the crust in a shittier version? That sounds great.
Yeah. How about you just take that pizza and scrape everything off into a bowl and give me that instead?
Yeah, give me that. Yeah.
That is exactly. 2 of the 3 flavors also have there's one that's like a veggie version, and then there's another one that's it's like an Alfredo sauce version. So imagine just meat and cheese and Alfredo sauce in a bowl.
This is dumb. It seems like it needs something more. Like
You would
should
think.
put it on something.
Exactly.
God damn, dude. Because like I can't imagine just eating like a bowl of Alfredo sauce. Don't get me wrong, I love white sauce. I love Alfredo sauce.
Same on pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I like white sauce on pizza. Great.
Sure. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But fucking oh my God.
Yeah. So I tried one on Friday.
Oh shit, you actually had one.
Yes, yeah. My roommate and I, we were watching. Have you seen Review of the Week? That like really mousy. Yeah. He did a video on it, and I was watching it in the living room. Roommate comes in, he's like, "Oh, that's a new thing from Papa John's." And I'm like, "Yeah, it looks disgusting." And he said, "Yeah, I'm free on Friday." And I said, "Yes, me too." And so we went and got it.
Oh shit.
He had a stroke of genius. We also got cheesy breadsticks at the same time.
Okay.
Though I need to stress that this was not a part of the Papa Bowl. You do have to order those separately. They will not suggest that you get some sort of bread along with it. This is supposed to be consumed on its own.
Yeah, a minimum wage worker isn't about to be like, oh, let me upsell this guy.
No, yeah. Yeah. It's exactly what it sounds like. For a mercy, it was at least like, I don't know, fresh may be a strong word, but it was at least like, it seemed as though it had at least been reheated recently. The cheese was like melty and stuff.
Okay,
I didn't have to fork and knife it, you know?
Yeah, because that could easily turn into like just a hard Jello like mess.
Exactly. Yeah. If you don't get it that like real quick, then that's exactly what it's going to be. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world by virtue of the fact that I like cheese and tomato sauce and meat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, once, it started, the good times stopped when I ran out of pepperoni was the real thing.
Oh.
Because there wasn't that many pepperonis in it. And now it's like, I'm just eating a bowl of cheese and tomato sauce.
Yeah, that seems fucked.
Yeah. I couldn't finish it. I got like 2/3 of the way in. Like I fought the good fight, but after a while, because like
that's pretty good to like, there's not a lot of food I won't finish.
Yeah, same.
That's damn.
It's because the thing about pizza sauce is that it's kind of watery actually, because I mean, and it works.
Oh yeah.
Right. Because it's usually on a bed of bread that's going to soak that up, and it's going to kind of like, help that out. In this, it's just pooled at the bottom of your Papa Bowl.
I hate when fucking like oil or like whatever, like is just seeping at like the bottom of whatever you've ordered.
Yeah.
Like
it's
that's
very off-putting.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. Like if
Yeah.
you get some kind of pasta dish, it's cool that they managed to do that without pasta. That's incredible.
It is kind of impressive. Yeah.
I was wondering why you had so many details about how it's delivered to somebody.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
no.
what did you?
Well, I mean, you can learn that from the
yeah.
report of the week as well. But yes, I
Okay.
did actually experience it firsthand. Yeah.
That's just wonderful. I can't believe you got one.
Yeah. I mean,
damn, you gotta go for it.
You just gotta know, you know?
I remember being really excited about the Doritos Locos Tacos back in the day.
Good times.
And I really feel like I lucked out being excited for that one as opposed. We actually went
that one paid off.
We went to Taco Bell at midnight to get it. We did
you?
like a midnight release.
You did a
tacos.
midnight release for the Doritos Locos. I'm impressed. Yeah,
we got a shit ton of Doritos Locos Tacos, and then we hung out in the back of somebody's truck.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a great night.
It was a great night.
Yeah,
we went to do it again when they did the same thing, but with Cool Ranch tacos. And
I miss the Cool Ranch tacos.
Yeah,
those were not around very long. I
guess they weren't. Yeah, because now it's just the regular.
Yeah,
right. So we did that, and the thing was, the second time around, the Taco Bell we went to had gotten those shells early to like try out amongst like the employees.
Yeah.
So by the time we got there, the shells had gotten stale.
Oh no.
So we're there at midnight. We're getting the tacos like first on the West Coast, right? And they're all fucking stale.
Oh, that sucks. You're the first ones there and the tacos are stale. That sucks.
Yeah. How often do you even have fucking stale Taco Bell? like if it sits out for a while, sure.
Yeah,
but
like I'm sure there's I'm sure someone at Taco Bell at some point thought maybe we should find some sort of airtight thing for this.
Yeah.
There must be a solution.
Not for that one.
That's a goddamn shame.
Yeah,
we what was it? We tried it was the chicken chalupa thing where the shell was made of fried chicken.
Yeah.
We went and got that together. I think that was pretty shortly like after we moved in together for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was fine.
That's kind of
perfectly
enjoyable.
That's kind of my thing with like even like I was surprised that you didn't finish the Papa Bowl because there's so many times that like fast food companies release weird shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's super weird. And then you get it and you're like, I mean, it's not great. You know, like I thought the double down, like the KFC double down, the thing that's like a sandwich, but the bread is fucking fried chicken.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so fucking bad. Like, that's so crazy. And I bought one for a friend who was like, fuck it, I'll eat it. Sure. I bought it. He's like, oh, he's going to hate this. This is going to be so weird. And he ate it. And he was like, yeah, it was okay.
I like the double John.
Yeah. It's, I mean, it's unhealthy, but like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's always like everything we eat. So,
yeah,
like,
exactly. I feel like a lot of those kind of, those weird fast food menu items, a lot of the time it's just weird because you haven't really like experienced that combination before. Like they started, McDonald's, they started doing, the McGriddle. McDonald's started doing like a chicken McGriddle, so it was like the patty from a McChicken with McGriddle buns.
Okay.
I knew a lot of people who thought that was really weird. I had one of those this morning. It was lovely. It's fantastic.
Yeah, because that's the other thing too, is like anything that they release has been so market tested that by the time you get it, like, yeah, it's going to be fine.
That does not seem to be the case with the Papa Bowl.
Yeah, the Papa Bowl just seems like a real miss. Holy shit, dude.
It is. You see it and you go, that is a bowl of meat and cheese and tomato sauce. That does not sound pleasant. But surely they had that thought. So they must have done something to it to make it a much more enjoyable experience than what it sounds like. No, it is exactly what you think it is.
It is. It really feels like the narrative that like the narrative I have in my head is a fucking CEO or whatever of that place being like, wow, everybody's eating burrito bowls from Chipotle. What if we just did that? I'm going to make that a thing. You all have to make it work. And whatever R&D team was like, oh no, please no.
No, but that's the thing is like my mom used to make, she called it pizza in a bowl all the time. It was the same concept, but there was pasta involved. She would get the, what's the corkscrew pasta called? Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Get that.
I'm no help here.
You got some cheese and pepperoni and tomato sauce, throw that on there. It's great. It's a lovely time. But like, it's the ratio is like, half pasta, half toppings and sauce and stuff.
Yeah.
This is all toppings and sauce.
Yeah.
That's it.
It seems
it's a bowl of cheese.
Yeah. And like, I think what throws me off is like the amount of sauce that's involved with it.
Yeah.
Is like, it's just too much. Like, Especially like for me, I don't really like red sauce too. So the
okay.
idea, like seeing the red sauce bowl seems like a nightmare.
I would say there's far more cheese than there is sauce, but like,
Okay,
that is still, I don't know that it's good though. Cause like, I don't mean to,
I love cheese.
I don't, me too, but I don't mean to be too gauche on this podcast, but that next day was not enjoyable. That's the thing is like the bowl itself. Well, I've certainly had worse dinners, but I've certainly had better. That next day sucked. That was really not great.
Oh fuck, dude! Like, I'll go deep on this one. Like, was it like just everywhere, or was it like just like you couldn't because of the too much cheese?
No, it was everywhere.
It was
yeah. It was like.
It doesn't seem like a thing that would digest well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was without getting too deep there. Like it was a little bit of both. There was some like it was a lot of discomfort and some pain, and then like not quite ready. But then when it was time, it was cataclysmic.
I hate when you get absolutely like stomach fucked by like food that wasn't even that good.
That's the thing. Yeah, I've had some delicious dinners where I'm like, well. You know what? I know what I'm signing up for, but it was worth it. This is not worth it. 100%.
Yeah. The Thai place we went to earlier, it's like my tolerance for spicy is all up in my head region, and my body just doesn't have it. And I hate that I'm at that age or whatever, where like I can relate to all those fucking boomer memes. But like, yeah, like I know tomorrow I'm gonna have a rough time with that Thai food. It's
that combo of like, because Thai food and like a lot of noodle dishes, regardless of region, is just kind of like it can often be pretty greasy, or not greasy, but like oily. You know what I mean? It's what makes it taste so good. But like also that in combination with spicy stuff will just really get you.
Yeah. Did you ever have those like ramen noodles that are like known for being like really spicy? It's got like a chicken with a volcano on it and stuff.
The bulldog noodles in the black package.
Yeah.
I made a bunch of those here actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I've got a pack of those at home right now.
Yeah, I bought some of that because I saw it when I was at like an Asian grocery store.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, these will be kind of cool to try. I fucking hate those things, and they absolutely wreck me.
Oh really?
Yeah, they destroy me completely. Like it's not that they're on their own too spicy or anything like that, but like, you know, the worst place you can get anything spicy is on your lips.
Yeah.
And when you're slurping up those noodles, you're just getting it all everywhere. Over your lips.
Yeah,
and it just never ends if that's the only thing you're eating.
There's a lot of different like custom. You know how people like get fancy with their ramen and stuff like that. You put eggs or whatever in it. There's a lot of different customizations you can do with those noodles, and like people have like aimed at that noodles in particular because a lot of people think they taste good, but like they're too spicy. One thing half a scoop of like peanut butter or something like that.
Oh,
it makes it kind of like a spicy pad thai kind of thing, but it also like takes the edge off like really nicely.
I could see
that's something to try.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe I'll give that a go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's whole YouTube channels dedicated to that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I should have tracked it because I just have them like sitting in my cabinet for like a year.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's just gonna hurt. It's just gonna my whole body's just gonna be completely fucked by it.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff you can add to make that a much more pleasant experience.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe that's the real trick.
Yeah. Give that a try.
Hey, I was going to say, hey, speaking of pleasant experiences, but that doesn't really, I don't know if that applies to what we watched today.
It was an experience.
It was an experience.
We watched Golden Boy.
No, we watched
we watched that a few months ago. We watched Sonny Boy.
Oh my god.
Sonny SONNY, not Sonny like the sun.
Yeah. Which is why I think when we went to watch Golden Boy, I think I got initially confused because you had said Sonny Boy.
Yeah.
And I just instinctually looked up Golden Boy.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking sun as in like the bright yellow orb in the sky.
That makes sense. Yeah. But no, it's Sonny Boy, like somebody's son, even though there's no parents in the show.
Yeah. Kind of the opposite of Golden Boy in many ways too.
Yeah. No bicycles. Nobody's horny, really.
It gets a little horned towards the end.
A little bit. There's that one, but like even then, like nobody's even really being horny at her. Like she's just kind of breasting boobily around, and like everyone's just like, well, that's the teacher. Except that one guy,
except the one guy,
Asakaze.
Asakaze.
Yeah, he's like he seems to have some weird like mommy thing going on with her a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
It's a bit of a Homelander vibe to him a little bit, just this much.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sonny Boy is like kind of like a more abstract and esoteric drifting classroom.
Yeah.
It's like these kids are transported to a weird, different world. At first, everything's just black outside of their school, and they're like just kind of trying to figure. Now everything's weird. You know, the rules inside the school are kind of different. You know, some things fix themselves without anybody doing anything.
Yeah.
And also, some kids have superpowers.
Yeah.
And what those powers are all kind of different, but it's not anything like My Hero Academia. It's they remind me a lot of like what was that show? Darker Than Black?
Yeah,
Blacker Than Dark.
I could see that a little bit. Yeah,
where like the powers are weird.
They don't like pay a cost like, for their using their powers like Darker Than Black. But
right.
Yeah.
But like the abilities they have, nobody has like, oh, I have super strength.
Yeah, that's true. Asakaze seems to be like the most complex power because like what's her name? Mizuho, I think.
Mizuho, yeah.
Yeah. She can just sort of like make stuff materialize, apparently. She buys it off of the Cosmic Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
That stuff, that sort of makes sense. But like Asakaze, he goes like, now you've pissed me off, and the world starts getting all like artifacty and stuff. And people are like, oh, this sucks. We're in some sort of pain, but we're not exactly sure what kind of pain it is. And he's like, I'm using my superpower. But then other people are just like completely unaffected by it. Like Hoshi's just sitting there like, yeah, okay. Are you done yet?
Yeah.
But then he can also fly.
Yeah. His power is a weird one because it's like, it seems like one that's just there because it looks visually cool to the audience.
But I can't tell what's happening diegetically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem I got with this show. I cannot tell what is happening diegetically.
Yeah, for sure.
Just I guess general thoughts going into this conversation here. How you feel about the show?
I saw the first episode when the season was airing, and I remember thinking it was pretty interesting. I like anime that kind of goes for something a bit different, and I do generally like that sort of like weird esoteric like abstract kind of thing. This one though, I don't know if it was the best execution of that. Yeah,
I think I'm in the similar camp. I think like if I had to do like a one sentence review, it would be like I really want to like this show.
That's where I'm at. Yeah.
But yeah, let's break it down kind of episode by episode here as we do. So my first thoughts when we were watching, like I think we were like halfway through episode 1, and I was like, I feel like we skipped the first 6 episodes of this show.
They really do just throw you in there.
They just chuck you in deep. Like the school is already in this like alternate dark dimension.
Yeah.
Characters are talking about superpowers. Characters are using their superpowers and things. And like it's sort of setting up like this Lord of the Flies type scenario where the kids are in charge. There's no teachers or anything.
Yeah. But
it's way more weird. Like Definitely. In terms of the visuals, but I really like the visuals.
Me too. Show. I think visually it's very interesting. The animation seems like the actual like movement of it seems like kind of intentionally choppy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And then there's kind of other parts that seem almost rotoscoped, like they're a little weirdly too smooth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely got a style to it though.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
None of it feels like they're trying to cut corners or anything. Everything feels like, yeah, the characters are moving kind of weird or the frame rate's a little off.
Yeah.
Well, this is a weird scenario that they're in, and it kind of eases you into like the kids think it's weird and you think it's weird, the audience.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally. I also really like the color palette of it. It's like it's very vibrant, you know, and they use that to great effect with like a lot of their environments and whatnot. Like I think the vast majority of our 6 episodes were spent like in a you know island beach sort of scenario, and that's always really pretty to look at. A lot of nice clouds and blue skies and sandy beaches and whatnot. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, there is a really good use of color like throughout it where a lot of the colors are very vibrant.
Yeah.
You know, and very kind of contrasting other colors in the same area.
Yeah. And kind of minimal shading as well. Like the only shading really is like when one thing casts a shadow on another thing, you know?
And even then it's very much like
a two-tone sort of deal.
Exactly. Well, it's like my arm is white, and then where the shadow is like just a darker white, but there's no like gradient or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's very hard shadows.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah. Which is, it's very nice. It gives it, I think it sort of lends, in this case, kind of lends to that sort of otherworldly feel to it. You know what I mean?
I think so. Yeah. And I think additionally, like the I guess cinematography is the right word in anime. We're 29 episodes in.
Sure. Yeah. We'll figure this out.
But like the camera angles and the shot choices that they have, I think are also really good.
Yeah. Totally.
Throughout this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a looker. It's very nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the biggest reason why I really want to like this show.
Yeah.
And I think this first episode is really good. Like, I think if you were just wanting to watch something that's a little bit weird, I think you could probably like watch this first episode and be like, oh, this is kind of sick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That was it. Like I was pretty hot on it when I first saw that first episode, and I was meaning to go back to it all this time, which is why I was like, you know, trying to get that to happen on the podcast is like just a good reason to sit down and watch. But
yeah. That's the whole point of this podcast, really.
Exactly, yeah. But I kind of failed to hold my interest through those 6 episodes. It's maybe just a little too heady. I'm sure if I went back and like really, you know, paid attention, multiple watch throughs and stuff like that, I'd have a much more firm idea of what's going on and like the significance of it. As it stands right now, I was struggling to like at a couple points I just dozed off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think in general the show really suffers from like, I mean, this episode has a decent amount of it too. There's a lot of scenes where characters are talking about things, but you're not being shown those things. You're just kind of being like watching characters talk, or you're seeing like sort of unrelated things. Like there's a character who has more prominence in like the second and third episode, Mizuho, who has cats.
Yeah.
And when she's talking or like telling stories, or when other characters are talking and she's there, you watch the cats. And like that's a good choice to kind of fill space and make it something that's kind of visually interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think a lot of the times it would be better served if we were shown like maybe some kind of weird stylized like version of the thing that they are talking about.
Yeah.
But then they'll like have whole sequences that have like really like nicely animated like whole things. Like in the 4th or 5th episode, there's like a Pac-Man dimension where instead of ghosts, they're like little like mice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was really weird.
Yeah, and they're like showing that, and I'm like, I don't have any clue what's going on.
None.
What about this? And then they spend like 5 minutes talking about, oh, there's these other dimensions. There's all these items that we've found over the last couple months, and all these things do different things. And
yeah, there's a lot of time skips between episodes, like of months.
Yeah, but they don't like all of a sudden they're like collecting these magic items that like seem to have magic powers, but you don't see them collect the first item.
Yeah.
You don't see them like, they don't even have like a weird, like stylized kind of thing to show them collecting the first item that would build up how they got all these other ones. They just kind of are like, yeah, we have these things, we've been collecting them. And you're just kind of watching like, oh, the cat is jumping up a thing. Like somebody's kind of staring at the floor. Like, you can't have all these good visuals and then also somehow be a show that's tell not show.
Yeah.
Like what?
It you know, I think we touched on this sort of style in the last episode of the Odd Taxi as well, was like that sort of idea of like there's this sort of complex conversation that's going on between two characters, and in order to like be engaging visually, the show has to kind of get creative with like what's on the screen, as opposed to just like, you know, showing what they're talking about. They're like shots of the surrounding environment, or like something that's happening with like a different character, like the cat wandering around, blah, blah, blah. I think Odd Taxi did that really well. I think Bakemonogatari does that like the best of any anime I can think of. Like, you know, there's a lot of other animes that do that successfully. I don't think this one succeeded at that. What it was showing on the screen was like distracting in how like not related it was, and also on top of that was not engaging itself that much.
It's good. It's good that you bring up Bakemonogatari, because like that's, so I've also only seen the first 6 episodes of that. But the whole time we were watching this show, I was thinking about that show. And Bakemonogatari is like, the main takeaway I take from that show is like, it is dominantly just people talking, and it's one of the most visually interesting shows or anime that I've ever seen.
100%.
Yeah, and like that should be a contradiction, you know?
You would think, yeah.
Yeah, but they find really interesting ways. But the thing that I think makes Bakemonogatari work that this show, Sonny Boy, doesn't do is that Sonny Boy's plot is so complicated.
It's very dense.
Whereas like Bakari Monogatari is like, yeah, it's got these crazy things going on. There's a girl with like scissors in her skirt and she has no weight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as weird as it is, you can still kind of follow it because, you know, every 2 episodes kind of has, it's about one character and their issue.
Yeah.
You know, and you can just kind of, you can stick with that. This is super heady and it doesn't explain itself very well, both in terms of what people are talking about and visually.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It gives itself to like a lot more Monogatari. I mean, like it paces itself a lot better in like sort of feeding the audience its like the plot points and whatnot. And also one thing that both Monogatari and Odd Taxi had in that style that this doesn't have is like nobody's funny. There's not, and I'm not talking like haha we're a comedian funny, but like there's banter and there's fun like, you know, interactions between like, you know, say Otokawa and Shirakawa, or between Senjagahara and Araragi, that this sort of thing just doesn't exist. Main character, no,
Nagara,
Nagara, and like say like he's just kind of a sad sack like the whole time. He's very mopey. He's very one note. And then say like Nozomi or Mizuho, or probably the 2 people he talks with the most are just they're kind of there. Mizuho's got a bit of an attitude on her, and like Nozomi's like she's Manic Pixie Dream Girl isn't the right word, but she's she's weird. You know?
Yeah, she's not like other girls.
yeah. I do find the Indian dude
Raji. I want to say Rajdhani, or something like that.
Rajdhani?
Something like that.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
I really like him. Yeah.
Well, and in our defense about the names, the characters don't say anybody's names throughout the entire show.
Yeah, we were multiple episodes in and didn't know anybody's name.
Yeah, well, like we really had to like look it up at a point. And that's the only reason we knew anybody other than Mizuho. In the episode that introduces Mizuho, they say her name like 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah, because they go on like a witch hunt for her pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, they think she's setting the island on fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a whole fucking thing there. But yeah, it has good characters, but the main character's whole thing is that he has a very like Shinji type vibe where like he's very sad, he's very depressed, and he doesn't want to do anything. And the arc is everybody kind of bringing him out of his shell.
Yeah. And even when he pushes back, a lot of the time it's in a very Shinji like, why are you so mean to me kind of way?
Leave me alone. I just want to be left alone.
Yeah, I don't want to pilot the robot.
Yeah.
Why didn't anybody think about my feelings? But like everybody is thinking about it. They're talking about it constantly. They're telling you to quit being so mopey.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're not trying to make him do anything like super dramatic, like being a robot. They're like, hey, swing at a baseball. You know, like,
for the most part, what they're asking of him is very low.
Yeah, it's really low bar shit.
Yeah.
Like
so episodes 5 and 6, I think, when they discover his ability to hop between dimensions, that's pretty important.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, take us home, maybe. That would be cool. Could you take us home?
I get that.
Oh.
I get that being more intense. And it does seem like it's physically draining for him. But everything else is like, come on, dude, just jump in the water. Like,
have a conversation with your friends here, you know.
And it does have some like episode 2 and 3 have some moments that I really like where come on, brain, where it does kind of get into some very human relationships. Like episode 3 deals with the frozen people, right? And so it's hit I really liked that episode a lot because that's main character boy and Mizuho like on and they're basically like solving a crime.
Yeah.
You know, even other characters say like, oh, have you cracked the case yet?
Yeah.
Like they're trying to figure out why these characters, like why certain people have like basically frozen.
Yeah.
And they go on this whole adventure, and throughout it, they really butt heads with each other.
Yeah.
But it's not that they hate each other. It's that they just don't know how to get along.
Yeah.
And by the end of the episode, they kind of talk through their stuff, and they both kind of apologize for being snappy with each other.
And you kind of see their relationship grow as a result of that. Like in the following episodes, they have a much more established rapport than they did at the beginning of episode 3.
Yeah. And I think that stuff, I wish they would have leaned more into that. Like use all this weird, like heady visuals as a way to kind of tell this story about a guy coming out of his shell. And it seems like they want to do that. And then they also want to tell this story about extra dimensional travel and shit like that.
Yeah, because that episode made me kind of feel like, oh, I get where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm down. Because it had sort of like a you familiar with like the Phantom Toll Booth, like that kind of thing?
No,
it's sort of like
super familiar. But
it's like, yeah, just kind of using this like weird, like abstract stuff to talk about like, you know, various human situations and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what that was, right? Like these people who feel like they're unremarkable or insignificant and nobody notices them. Nobody really gives a fuck if they're there or not. And like they're right. Like they not that they're insignificant, but people don't notice them. They're like, they don't stand out in a crowd kind of thing.
Yeah.
And in response to this, they end up in another dimension where like there are these blackout curtains all around them and they like functionally don't exist to anybody. And their form in, you know, the dimension that the rest of the characters are in, it basically just takes the form of a statue, essentially.
Mhm.
That was cool. I think that's really interesting. And like there was a lot that they did and could have done with that, like those sort of metaphors. But like then it's like, okay, well now we have to talk about the logistics of jumping between dimensions like, for an entire episode, you know?
Yeah, and that stuff's all very dull.
Yeah.
And it's funny. We were talking about it like, so the first episode is very like visually crazy, doesn't really explain what's going on too well. Second episode is like all explanation.
Yeah.
And I've said a lot of times on this podcast, like I give a pass for shows like that. Like have your first episode be cool and exciting and really show the best that your show has to offer.
Yeah.
Second episode, explain the plot.
Sure.
And I was fine with the second episode doing that. I didn't want more of it after that. Like, you can kind of like, yeah, there's a whole mystery going on about trying to figure out how things work. I don't need whole explanations about everything that you've like learned in the last like 2 months. Like,
yeah.
Bring me along on that adventure. Don't just tell me about it later.
Totally. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It was really from the Gorilla Baseball episode on.
Yeah. So episode 2 has a lot of explanations. There's like a witch hunt for Mizuho. Episode 3,
and we establish capitalism in this alternate reality dream world.
Oh
type
yeah,
thing.
because that's the whole thing. They're in this utopia, but if you use something that somebody gave to you, it like burns up.
If somebody gives you something, or like if you take something from someone and there's no like you don't pay them for it or anything, or in certain cases, Mizuho will give Nagara, yeah.
Nagara, yeah.
She will give Nagara something and he's like, oh, let me pay you. And she's like, no, it's on me. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And like her doing that as like a very conscious gesture, like, I'm doing you a favor. This is on me. Like that kind of thing seems to negate that process.
Yeah.
Anything else, if you like, you know, I take your beer right there, then like, you know, all of a sudden it just bursts into flames.
Right.
And
yeah.
so I have to pay you in Bitcoin for
and there's no, and that's the whole thing is like they have a girl who can like summon any item.
Yeah.
Right. Like who can just be like, oh yeah, here's food, here's whatever. But if you don't pay for it, then you don't have it. And more importantly, there's no like community tools. Somebody owns that tool. And if you're going to use that tool, you have to pay them. Otherwise it bursts into flames.
Yeah.
You can't escape from capitalism. God damn.
And I don't want to be like CinemaSins about it. Like I understand what they're trying. I think I understand what they're trying to go for, but like there are community resources though. Like they say at the very beginning of the episode that like they have a storehouse where they are like a room where they're keeping like food and other supplies, and because things tend to reset on this cycle, it's essentially like it's limitless. It's all you can eat. You just go there whenever.
To be fair, that was on the school that was out in the ocean.
But they still have access to it, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the stuff that they have on the island is the stuff that seems to burn up.
I feel like there's ways around that then if you have access to areas where it wouldn't, like, you know, it's like, well, we have established cryptocurrency. Raj, I'm going to call him Raj. Raj creates cryptocurrency. He creates Bitcoin. And he's like, we're going to use this to pay each other. And that's going to negate the effect here. And it's like, okay. And they say explicitly like, oh, this is so that people will have to work for money and they won't just be lazy and sit around or whatever. I get we're in like a Survivor Gilligan's Island situation. We're trying to get out of this situation, but like that kind of sucks when it's like, no, you could just have stuff over there. It infinitely replicates. You could do whatever you want. You could be living in a utopia right now or whatever.
That's what I absolutely don't understand about the show. And that's the thing, is that the themes of what the characters are going through are given equal weight to like the world that they're living in. If they were basically like everything was about the character and like all the other themes are just to reinforce their journey, then like I wouldn't give a shit about certain logistics or certain little things, because like who cares? That's not important. But the show gives both those things kind of equal weight, so you can't help but think about, well, why does that work but not this other thing? It's very much like a time travel kind of issue, where it's like, well, why don't you just go back in time and kill baby Hitler? Like, wouldn't that just stop it?
Yeah, because so much of the rules of this universe are literally just based on vibes. Like, they respond to the people's emotions in like, you know, strange and magical and unpredictable ways. And yet you're going to spend, you know, 10 minutes an episode trying to explain to us how there are actually concrete rules to this universe. Like, I don't particularly care if we're just going to use these as various metaphors for like, you know, what's going on in these characters' heads and like, you know, just explore that, make it a character show. But so much of it has to be spent fucking, you know, J.R.R. Tolkien talking about like, you know, how this fucking world works.
Yeah, exactly. And because that's actually an excellent point. Yeah, like it shouldn't matter for what it seems like they're trying to do. And the world is just weak. Like, I don't give a shit about it. Like it's kind of interesting and the mystery is kind of cool, but like it's like Sherlock Holmes like explaining for like half an hour in a movie like an idea that tangentially relates to the thing, and then there's a twist later that undoes what he talked about. It's like, well, why did we spend all this time talking about this shit then?
Fucking episode 4, the gorilla baseball, like,
oh my god.
Somebody kind of mentions offhand, like, oh, this is where he starts experiencing his ability to hop between worlds. He's like, I thought I saw like gorillas playing baseball for a moment. And then the Cap, he's like, oh yeah, the gorilla baseball. They play baseball. He's just there's these famous like Babe Ruth gorilla man. He's really good at baseball, and we taught him how to play baseball recently. But apparently, it's been established and it's been around for a while. Yeah, of course, they're invisible though. You can't see them. We have to talk to this other guy who's like, this is just one of the students. It's not like this is a native who is a scholar of gorilla baseball.
Yeah,
and also, we spend the whole fucking episode talking about gorilla baseball. We never watched the gorillas play baseball,
dude. Episode 4 flat out sucks. Like, that is a bad episode. Like, I get what they're trying, because the whole theming seems to be that there is a gorilla umpire or a monkey umpire because they're looking for monkeys, they say in the translation.
They say monkeys, but they sure look like gorillas.
They're definitely gorillas because they don't have tails.
Yeah. Or apes, at least. I don't know. But,
apes, sorry.
I think they are gorillas, though. Like, I think. Yeah. Because they're not chimps. They're.
But yeah, it's so fucking dumb because like everybody wants to see the monkeys. Yeah. Everybody wants to see what's happening, and we never fucking see the monkeys. And the whole theming is supposed to be this story about like how it's important to be there for the rules, and that when people decide to ignore the rules and kind of turn into a mob, you should be like mad about that, you know, that people are
like you stick up for what's right even if everybody else is, you know, against you on that.
Yeah, and you should be mad if the person who sticks up for what's right gets murdered, because that's what happens. The monkey calls a ball when the monkey team is clearly not going to win.
Yeah,
and it ruins the perfect game. The guy was about to strike him out, but apparently not.
Fucked up all their fantasy scores.
Yeah, and so they killed the umpire.
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing, and you should be mad about it and all that. The part that's super frustrating about it is that's such a fun visual image of monkeys playing baseball.
Yeah.
And everything is just these like shots of like the forest and the characters. Like, none of like, show monkeys playing baseball. You cannot just talk for, it was literally like 5 or 7 minutes. Telling the story of the monkeys playing baseball. Yeah. And it happens like several times like throughout the episode. Like dominantly the episode is a character talking about monkey baseball. Mm-hmm. We don't see monkey baseball. And what the fuck?
And it's one thing if this was like some small time, like, you know, low budget, whatever. This is directed by the guy who did One Punch Man season 1. It's animated by Madhouse. Like this is not a motion comic. This is not a little like, you know, back alley production by 3 people. This is a full-fledged fucking thing. And we can't find it in ourselves to animate the monkeys playing baseball. We're just going to talk about them playing baseball for a whole episode. Like, talking about stuff that would have been really cool to see.
Yeah, and I'm not even asking for like fully animated monkeys. Like, do something like weird and cheap. Like, give me the Inferno Cop of monkeys playing baseball.
Show me a guy in a gorilla suit holding a baseball bat. I don't care. Dude,
absolutely. Give me something.
Yeah.
But like, they just have him talk for like an episode.
Yeah. It's like if the Cell or like the Frieza fight in Dragon Ball Z happened, but like we're just watching it from Chi-Chi's perspective.
Yeah.
And then when Goku finally gets home months later, he's like, yeah, and so I fought Frieza. It was pretty tough. He killed Krillin. It made me really mad. And then I did this thing where my hair turned yellow and I said, I am the Super Saiyan, and an ally of good, enemy to you, or nightmare to you. It was really great. You should have seen it. And then Chi-Chi goes like, okay, cool. And that was the whole Frieza saga. Like, we never saw any of it. Frieza's already dead. It happened off screen. That's it. I'm not trying to compare Gorilla Baseball to Frieza, but like, come on. Show me something.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't be a show this visually interesting and then have bad visuals
and then do nothing interesting.
Yeah. Just have a visually boring episode.
Like the trees and sky and bugs and whatnot that they showed where they looked nice. They were well drawn and animated.
Everything looked good. It was just like it's such a whiff.
Yeah,
such a complete whiff of
swing and a miss. You might say.
Oh my god! Strike 3 for fucking this show.
You're out of here. Mm-hmm. Wasn't a fan of that one.
Yeah, that one fucking sucked. Just flat out. And that's kind of like that was kind of the beginning of the end for us. Kind of show. Because episodes 5 and 6, like they kind of have some interesting ideas, but they're just not terribly interesting. Because I believe it's either end of episode 4, beginning of episode 5, their teacher shows up, Miss Aki.
I think that's the very end of episode 4. Yeah, no, maybe you're right. I don't know. Continue.
Yeah. Either way, it shows up and is like stirring up all sorts of trouble. Is like, hey, you'll never escape from here. Hey, the reason you're here is because of Nagara, and starts this whole witch hunt against him, which by episode 6 turns into like 2 full factions.
Yeah.
Like one being they follow Misaki and the other one being like just a ragtag group of people explaining a lot of plot at me.
Yep. Was it 5 or 6 is when they go on the arc, the cube, right? Yeah. That one I found a little interesting. 5, I couldn't tell you a single fucking thing about episode 5.
Yeah, well, 5 has the witch hunt beginning.
That's right.
Thank God I took notes, I guess. And it made me realize, so I wrote down like halfway through the episode, I was like, okay, yeah, maybe this is really just like, it's a coming of age story that's like a little bit weird.
Okay.
Because I think, I could be wrong, but I think that's the episode where main character and Nozomi are like, they're on the dock and she's like, hey, come swimming with me. And then they go swimming and they see the guardian spirit, which is a bunch of fish.
A bunch of fish. That was a very pretty moment. Like visually, that was very nice.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, yeah, this is because there's kind of like a conflict between like Nagara, the main character, being like, I kind of like Nozomi, but I can't admit it. And all this jazz. So he's kind of dealing with that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a coming of age story. And then like as the episode went on, they kept talking about the different dimensions and shit and all this other stuff. I'm like, it feels like a bad time travel movie. Like by the end of the episode, I went from like, okay, I kind of see what's happening to like, oh God, fucking end me.
Yeah. And then they do actually start introducing time travel in the following episode. That dog's been there for 5,000 years, but he got there. He joined the school after they all graduated, but they haven't graduated yet because they went into the time travel.
That's what fully broke me. I mean,
I like that dog though.
He's great. He's a good boy. The dog man is absolutely an excellent character. Yeah. I definitely though did think when he showed up, I'm like, yeah, of course there's a dog man. Yeah. Now, fuck it, whatever. So I don't know if I talked about it on this podcast. I hate. And dogs. I mean capital H hate. I hate dogs, but more capital H hate. I hate time travel plots.
Yeah.
I try not to be like a CinemaSins like nitpicker type guy, but when you incorporate time travel and it's not like a one-way route, you know?
Yeah.
Where like it's more ambiguous than that. Fucking end me, dude. Like fucking Endgame Marvel Avengers where they're like, well, just don't think about it too much. Like, how about you eat my fucking shorts, dude? Like, what the fuck? Like, don't think about it. Travel back in time 2 minutes, and then you have 8 of the time travel things. Try to travel back another 2 minutes. Oh my God. Now you have 16 of the time travel capsules or whatever.
Yeah.
And what's the reason you can't do that? What's the reason you can't do that? That's my problem with time travel. So many things can just be solved by like, oh, you fucked up? Well, let's just go back in time and not fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
They can only go back and I don't remember why I'm sure they hand waved something away. It was like
they literally hand wave it away. They're like, don't think about it.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do.
They have like a line like
it,
that. Like,
yeah.
Fucking suck my nuts.
Yeah.
Whole movie.
Yeah, I don't have quite. I don't feel quite as passionate about hating time travel, but I do think it is a pretty lame contrivance in most situations where it shows up.
And here it is in this one.
And here it is, the last, exactly what we needed right now.
Yeah, they find a like dimension or a this world.
A Costco dimension.
Yeah, they find the Costco dimension, but they also find the one that's got a movie theater in it.
Yeah.
And it's got, and they realize they can like Premiere Pro like film reels together.
Yeah.
Which is a whole thing there, but that by combining film reels and doing stuff like that, you can actually edit reality.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, well, let's edit our past because they find an old film reel and it doesn't work, but I don't really understand why it didn't work.
Because they already exist in that. And so like them putting themselves into their past doesn't erase the versions of them that were already there. So they are just sort of they're in that physical space, but just kind of as ghosts. And then it ends and they come back and like nothing has changed. And I think they make it at one point, somebody said something that made me think like there was some sort of like, God help us, there was some sort of like multiverse thing going on. Like, you know, something could have happened one way or the other. And because it happened a certain way, this version of all these people have been discarded from what is the one true timeline. And so they're sort of adrift in time and space, like, and they no longer really exist because the versions of them where things happen differently, they're the ones who are the real versions of them now. And that includes Nozomi being dead, apparently.
Yeah.
Because there's like flowers on her desk and people are crying about her and she says more or less that she's dead. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's fine, but like, okay, then go back to the one that you're just don't incorporate time travel or this weird film thing that seems like you could kind of solve any other sort of issue. I don't know. Especially when the tensions are rising between them and the other group. Like, well, you have the ability to edit reality. So
yeah, you can make them not exist, it kind of seems like.
What's the threat?
Yeah.
Like, opposite of what we were talking about earlier with Dragon Ball Z and good shonen battles. You got to establish stakes. I don't know what the stakes are other than they want to go home.
Me neither, yeah. And like, not all of them want to go home, I don't think. Some of them are like, nope, we got to stay here. That's the best.
Yeah.
I think, does Hoshi say that at some point?
Hoshi says that there's no getting away. That this is just the way things like are going to be.
Yeah.
But he's also not like an asshole about people trying to not do it. So it's weird that he's so in camp, we're stuck here forever.
They were setting it really felt like for the first couple of episodes they were setting Hoshi up to be the main antagonist, and then it just seems like they did away with that entirely.
Yeah, they changed their mind
when Aki teacher shows up. Like Hoshi's just like, yeah, I'm just one of the guys, I'm just chilling. But like before, like he was scheming, like obviously, you know, he was manipulating people to his will and stuff like that.
And it doesn't feel like a twist. It just kind of feels like, well, why was he so hardcore earlier?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I guess you could argue like Hoshi and what's his face, like Azakaze or whatever, Azakaze, who has just weird powers or whatever, have always kind of opposed each other, but that's not a thing that they've really set up in this show. They just happen to have not been on the same side a couple of times.
In the first episode.
In the first episode and the 6th episode, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And that feels more circumstantial than like
but the conflict doesn't even seem to be centered around the two of them in the 6th episode.
That's what I mean.
So like the only one that like really draws attention to this guy and this guy, they're not on good terms. They don't like each other. They're like, butting heads, is that first episode. And there's a bunch more people involved in that. It's not like it's just between Hoshi and Asakaze.
Because the other two people who are there, I believe, are on the side of like main character and Hoshi and all that.
Yeah.
So they're not even on the side with superpower boy Asakaze and Miss Ake, who's like new Hitler. I don't know what her fucking deal is.
She says something about how the person who put them in this whole situation, the person who whisked them away into another dimension, could very well have had powers before this event, and their powers were what triggered it. And she convinces some people that it was Nagara. I'm never going to remember that name.
I'm not even positive I'm getting it right.
Who knows? I think you're right, though. It sounds right. Yeah. She's convinced some people that Nagara is the reason why they're in this situation because he's the one with dimension hopping powers.
Yeah.
And like that's interesting. Like we could explore that a little more.
Yeah.
We don't, but we could have.
I think too,
I'm sure that'll go into more detail in later episodes.
Well, in the stakes just don't quite feel like as tenuous. Like, yes, the kids want to get home and all that, but like there's like an arbitrary like time limit that's kind of talked about by Dogman.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand where that's coming from.
And
then also
it's like 1 year, right? Yeah, after they're there for a year.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Which doesn't, as much as they explain every other little thing, I don't really understand that one.
He just kind of offhand mentions it. I guess at some point they're going to start turning into dogs. I don't know.
I'm sure. Well, yeah. Well, his reason for being a dog is like he was like a recent transfer or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't give a shit. But so there's like, so that's kind of stakes, but it doesn't feel super grounded in this weird world that they set up.
Yeah.
And then also like, it feels like they're kind of going for like a Lord of the Flies kind of thing where like tensions are growing between these two different groups and one's got more power and all that jazz.
They're kind of ignoring each other's like fucking Nozomi. Like Nozomi pops back and forth just to chat with them sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, she shows up to chat with, I think Asakaze at a couple points. It's just like, hey, this is what's going on. And he's like, hey, where's Nagara? And she's like, he's hopping between dimensions. Go catch him, I guess. And then she takes off,
Yeah.
The stakes seem kind of, or at least the tension seems kind of low.
Well, especially since there is no issue with resources.
Yeah.
Like they don't have a problem with tools or items like that because they invented capitalism again.
Yep.
And they don't have any kind of like food issues because food is just plentiful. So there's never really, it's just we want to get home.
Yeah.
It's not a like we have to get home because otherwise we'll starve and die. Like it seems odd that they chose to add this arbitrary time limit instead of just being like, we only have enough food for 6 months.
Sure.
After 6 months, we will like that feels more like, okay, I can wrap my head around that. And it's also like it's a physical thing in the world where like something could happen to that. Like what if it burned down? Right as you were about, okay, we have 2 months to figure this out. Great.
Yeah.
Oh no, all the food burned down and now we only have a week.
Yeah.
Like you could ramp up the tension that way, but no, there's infinite food basically.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like honestly, with all the plot contrivances we've got going on with this, I feel like the weird arbitrary time limit that the dog just sort of drops on them is kind of the least of my concerns at this point. Like, that doesn't make sense, but none of this shit makes any fucking sense. So.
I just want something to kind of ground me in what's happening.
Yeah.
Like why the characters want to do anything in the show.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
They do. It occurred to me that in the 6th episode, when they do briefly return home in a manner of speaking, Nagara goes like we see the inside of I think what was the inside of his apartment.
Yeah.
It is like empty. The lights are off. There are bags of garbage everywhere, which kind of implies to me like he probably doesn't like his home life like at all. His parents are somewhere not here, and like it's like some sort of maybe depression. I don't know going on. So it makes sense like why he would want to sort of disappear to another world, and like kind of that backs up what the teacher was saying.
There's a part where he even admits it to all of the other students where he says, I don't even care if we go back.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a dumb thing to say when everybody's about to kill you because they think you're the guy who sent them there.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
oh, don't kill me. However, I do love that we're not home right now. I know you guys all want to go home, but this is great.
Like, that thing you guys want to kill me for, that is cool to me. Actually, I do like that.
I actually,
I wish you wouldn't kill me about it, but it is cool to me.
Yeah, just absolute dumb shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's so many plot points that in isolation are interesting, and there's so much like that the show does have going for it. It's just none of it connects to me at all.
Absolutely, it's very ungrounded for like a show that seems to want to tell like what should be a grounded story about a character kind of like learning to connect with the people around him.
Yeah,
you know? And other characters learning to connect with other people around them.
Yeah,
you know. And that's a very like basic human story that's important and good to tell.
Yeah.
And instead, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
It doesn't make a lot of didn't hit home. It sounds like.
Absolutely. I don't know if we want to get into like the rating thing. I don't know if there's anything more. I don't really know. Okay. Our rating system.
Yep.
To explain it for everybody, we have keep watching. And total garbage. It has to fall in one of those three categories. There's no half scores. There's no,
0.5.
Yeah, no
like
0.5s or anything. I am like, I want to give
it total garbage.
I'm really hovering into total garbage with this one because like I feel like I should give it an because like. It is visually great.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a great looking show.
And the very one thing that we never brought up was the use of background music and the lack thereof. Like for the vast majority of this show's runtime, there is no musical cues whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like it's silence besides voices and sound effects. And that does like sort of add to the atmosphere in a lot of situations. And when on the rare occasion that background music does come in, it's really impactful. I think that's really cool. Like, its presentation, there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. Like there is a lot of merit beyond like its confusing and busted ass story.
And I think that's a really good way of putting it. That the presentation is really solid.
Yeah.
Because I've been thinking about this a bunch the last few weeks. Like, how much do I care about plot? And the feeling in talking to myself while wandering around the apartment is I will take visuals and style and like over like a super coherent plot most of the time.
Yeah.
The thing that the more I think about it though, is I want a plot that at least the plot has to be like at least make a certain level of sense.
Sure.
At least be followable. Because like I as much as I like crazy visuals, I don't like experimental films where it's all crazy visuals.
Yeah.
I just get super bored.
Yeah.
I can watch maybe 5 minutes and I'm like, I'm going to do something else now. So I need the plot to kind of carry me to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And then the visuals can do the rest. This show to me doesn't have enough plot combined with too many instances of tell don't show or where it should be showing instead of telling.
Yeah
That's what
I'm
I mean.
inclined to agree. I do have much more of an appetite, I think, for like abstract and experimental visuals and stuff like that. And on that level, I do really appreciate what the show's going for. And like, when it comes to like art versus story versus music versus blah blah blah, like all the individual components, like I kind of have two minds of like, what I felt as like a viewer and like how I feel about these individual like crafts that are being applied and stuff like that. And like as a viewer, not for me. I thought this feels very up my alley. There's a lot of similar stuff that I was very much into. This, however, left me pretty cold. But like kind of admiring stuff like I was talking about with the music and the animation and art design and environmental design and blah, blah, blah. Like that was a lot of it was really great. Like there was a lot that I could appreciate just sitting there watching. So I can't, for me, I'm pretty convinced on my meh rating. I think that not only are there like, there's plenty of people I know who like, just care about like animation. Like they want to see cool stuff in motion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's something there for those people. And
yeah,
and like me personally, I didn't vibe with it, but like I could definitely see a lot of other people enjoying this. I'm sure there's some sort of fan base for this that like really loves what it's got going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, for them, I would say like, go for it. Me personally, though, I have very little interest in continuing this.
I Yeah.
Because there's others where like Eat Man, I wouldn't recommend that to fucking anybody. Like,
right.
That is a total garbage because like there is very little redeemable to me.
I wouldn't say though that for me at least that the barrier is Eat Man or worse for total garbage.
Yeah. That's just my shining example of total garbage.
Because it is, that show is total garbage. There's, I think with I think with this one, I am kind of moving it towards total garbage.
Yeah.
In that I hate how many instances there are just characters talking about things that could be visually interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't really seem like there's an attempt to even try to get that visually across to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what really frustrates me about this show is that they don't branch out. They don't want to try to do like you could do a different animation. Like I think about something like Mind Game.
Oh,
kind of has a similar sort of like theme with a character like learning about themselves.
Yeah, sure.
But that show or that movie has like really crazy visuals.
Yeah.
And like I felt like the visuals were front and center and that the plot was competent enough to carry you through the weirder side of things.
Yeah.
I feel like the weirder side of stuff is good in this show, but there's not enough to carry me through the plot.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to watch more of this show.
I mean, stuff like Mind Game was Masaki Yuasa.
Same guy who did keep your hands off Isaac.
Yeah. And I think that like in most of his stuff, like the format like of anime and animation is a vehicle for him to like do cool stuff in that realm, right? We're not making any bones about that fact. Like he's not pump faking like there's this incredible story he's trying to tell. Like don't get me wrong, like the story in like Mind Game and say Devilman Crybaby and all that stuff's great, but like that's not what we're here for. He's not going to sit us down and fucking lore dump on us for 20 minutes because that's not what the movie's here to do or what his shows are here to do.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think what I drunkenly brain spaced on is that what frustrates me about this show is that it could be a really great visual thing.
Yeah.
But it instead falls back on like really weak things that you would expect from really bad movies or animation. Like I think about the Avatar live action movie. That movie has so many instances of characters just saying that like there's a part where like, you know, they say that like characters just fall in love or that these characters do all these things and they don't really show it. And there's even an argument to say that Avatar, the live action movie, has better like show don't tell than this fucking anime.
That's right.
And and dude, that I watched that movie recently and it's been a long time since I've had that feeling of I don't want to watch more of this movie, you know, and I don't have that necessarily like same vibe. Like getting through these 6 episodes wasn't awful.
Yeah.
But
there's been worse.
The last 3 were like when we went into episode 6, I was kind of like I had in the back of my head like, can we just do 5?
I had that exact same thought.
Yeah. And I don't have that about, I can't think of another like meh show that I've been like, could we just stop?
That's true.
And so I'm not trying to say that meh isn't a good rating because I'm with you, but I think I'm going to put it in total garbage for me.
That's fair. I
think the show could have been really good, but it just isn't.
Yeah.
And that to me is more frustrating than just mediocrity in some ways.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of squandered potential for sure. I'm going to stick with meh. I think that there is a lot of cool stuff going on, but it was like really hamstrung by like a lot of what it was trying to go for. It occurred to me like there's some storytelling beats that kind of smack of like Neil Breen to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I don't. I'm really curious where you're going.
I'm just talking about what's that? The fucking movie where he's got all this. Well, he's got superpowers in like every movie.
He's a super hacker all the time.
Not the one where he hacks the government. It's the there's the fuck. Now I can't remember the plot of that shitty movie. He's like an angel or a demon or something. No, there's the twins.
Oh, and it's like the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And it takes place in Vegas or some shit.
Yeah. And there's just all this like wacky shit going on. And he's like, and he sits there and he goes like, and I'm sent here by the
he's
apostles.
Like techno-Jesus.
He's techno-Jesus and stuff. And he sits there and tries to tell you this story that like, I'm sure sounds dope in his head, but like he doesn't have the tools to convey it properly because he's not a particularly he's not a good screenwriter or director or actor or any of those things. And that kind of comes across in a similar vein. I'm like, I'm sure what this person had, like the guy, because the director also screenwrote it. Like, I'm sure what he was going for is dope in his head, where he has unlimited runtime, and a captive audience being himself to like flesh it out entirely. Right. I don't think that came across.
I agree. And it's funny when you bring up Neil Breen, because I believe, I can't remember the name of it, but I believe that movie came up before the movie where he hacks the government. We
watched that movie first, where he hacks the government first. Yeah. I assume that was the first one.
No, I think that's like his...
Is it Twisted Pair? Is that the one where he's techno-Jesus?
Twisted Pair is the one where he has a twin.
That's right.
Double Down...
That could be.
I believe that's the one where he hacks the government and all those people kill themselves at the end. And that is a great example of like, hey, I hacked the government and the government's evil, and then all those people kill themselves or whatever. Silly as it is, that's some show. You know? That's some show and tell right there. That's fucking great.
He's knocked like 17 laptops off his desk for this moment.
Exactly.
He's destroyed so many Lenovo yogas or whatever those are called.
Yeah, and that's so fucking good. Yeah, it's funny with this show. I wouldn't. It's like, okay, talking about total garbage here and that rating, and if somebody said, "Oh, I love original Eat Man," like the one that we gave total garbage to, if somebody said they loved that, I would probably be willing to like box them in a ring, like. Like, if they genuinely could prove that they love that, I'd be like, all right, let's go. Let's throw it out.
We gotta fight now. We can't both be here.
You are absolutely wrong. You're a dumb idiot. But with this show, if someone was like, I really like it and I think it really worked for me, I'd be like, all right, I disagree, but I like it.
I think
I get where you're coming from.
I think that like, because there is good stuff in it, and like if that kind of carried more weight to me, then like maybe I would be more willing to like engage with it on its own terms and maybe watch it multiple times and read the wiki and like take the time to figure out what they're trying to tell me. And like, I'm sure it would be a lot more enjoyable then. Like I said, I'm sure like I've seen tweets by people who have recommended this anime. Yeah. Like somebody out there really likes it. There are people out there who really enjoy it, and like I don't think anybody's wrong for liking anything, but like, I don't think I get it on some level.
Yeah. And I think with this one too, though, it's like, I could see somebody being like, Stew and Bakari like just don't appreciate like visually interesting anime or like the more heady stuff. Because this show, I prefer Golden Boy to Sonny Boy, you know?
Oh, Golden Boy. I mean, talking about visually like impressive anime, that fucking kills. Dude. Golden Boy is
I could
excellent.
see some like pretentious guy being like, we just don't get it. And it's like, I hard disagree. I think that this show has the trappings of a very smart show, but actually isn't that smart. That it just doesn't work as this I think should have been like a novel or something. Like, I don't think it's making the most of anime as a medium.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of taking the more charitable approach and assuming that like, I'm sure if you have all the pieces and you put them together of like what they've been telling us with these lore dumps, like that what they're saying makes sense and that it's cohesive on some level. Yeah. I don't think that they've done a good job of conveying that or giving me reason to want to learn that.
Yeah.
Which is a dramatic failing, obviously, you know?
Yeah. I think because like in some ways, yeah, you and I are dumb as hell, but on other ways, like we like to give shows a fair shake. And I don't think we're like totally inept at understanding like what's happening. Yeah. And I just don't think the show succeeded.
Yeah.
I also want to bring up, just as a tangential side note here, that I was reading like internet comments about this show while we were like taking a break, and I was like, I typed in like "Sonny Boy" confusing, and I was reading like forum threads like, do other people think this is confusing? And yeah, a lot of people do think it's weird. But one of the comments I saw over and over was people saying, "Oh, if you think this is confusing, then you're not gonna like Serial Experiments Lane." And I gotta say, I understood.
Disagree.
Hard disagree.
Oh,
if you see that and you didn't like, and you're like, oh man, like I didn't understand Sonny Boy. I can't watch Serial Experiments Lane. You can watch Serial Experiments Lane. It's not that crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the story's kind of out there, I guess, but like a lot of that story is conveyed to you visually. It's not like Lane just sits there and talks about like how she's becoming techno Jesus. Like,
exactly.
You know?
You see her room turn into techno Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
there's
it's
a lot of really good visuals for that show.
And it does benefit from the fact that it's focusing on one teenager and not like 30.
Yes.
But they do a much better job of, again, conveying that story, and in parts where it doesn't make sense immediately or where it's confusing, they give you many reasons to continue. Like, oh, I'll get this eventually. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I had faith through the entire time watching Serial Experiments Lane that like I'll get it, or like that, if I take this time, like you stick to it, like even if I don't understand every little thing, like it'll have been worth my while. I do not feel that same assurance watching Sonny Boy.
Absolutely, I have no desire to watch the next 6 episodes because I don't feel like it's really going to pay off. I also saw when I was like looking up confusing, it was like Sonny Boy ending explained. I was like, oh God, if there's like an ending explained just from typing in Sonny Boy, like, okay, I'm not ready for whatever they're trying to do at the end.
That's hard too, because like there's so many movies that like I don't even consider like
I know
it's pretty simple to me, but like
I have a pretty high IQ.
Yeah, like the ending explained, like industry is such a thing now that like people are going to make ending explained videos for like anything really.
But I could see it being warranted with a weird show like this, where
Certainly.
like it needs an ending explained not because it's too weird for the normies, but because it's like just does not give itself across very well.
Yeah. And like, I will say also that like there is, I do appreciate when like, if you have just this, like, if you've got this vision in your mind, like the guy, writing and directing this, he's got this vision for it and he knows what he wants and he did it. And like, there's obviously people who connected with it and it resonated with them. And like, not everything has to appeal to everybody. This doesn't have to appeal to me. But like, and I can respect like, yeah, okay, you didn't dumb it down so like everybody like had to get it or whatever. But like, I have zero interest in continuing down the rabbit hole. Like, I try to expand my horizons and sort of like, reach out a little bit to like sort of like expand the depth of what I can appreciate as art. I ain't got it in me for this one.
No, absolutely not. And I can't imagine it being all worth it by the end of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you love Sonny Boy, I'd love to hear why.
Yeah,
in the amount of characters that are permitted on a YouTube comment.
Yeah,
that's no more than that.
Which I think is a decent amount. So I think you're good there.
It's like what, 500 more,
something like that. Yeah, you got it.
500 letters or characters or less. Go. Yeah. So tell me what you hate about Twitter, Stu.
What I hate about fucking Twitter, man, is you'll be on your timeline, you're scrolling like on my phone because I have it on my phone. I had it off my phone for ages. Mm-hmm. And then when we created the Battle School Dropouts Twitter account, which is at Battle School Pod,
always be plugging.
I'll always be plugging. It is. So you'll be scrolling through the timeline and you'll see a funny joke. Oh, I want to check out more about that. And it replaces the tweet. It doesn't move it down. It replaces it with a fucking ad in like real time. Like, oh, what's that? It's a fucking McDonald's ad, apparently. God damn it.
Yeah, that's super. Like, I get that very frequently when it's something sad going on. It's like I see like I'll read the first 5 posts or words of a tweet. It's like
the queen is dead.
My grandmother passed away this morning or something, and I'm like, oh, that's sad. And then like I'm like, oh, I'm continuing to read it, and then like it's all the Twitter's all of a sudden like, never mind. Look at this. You want to shop at H&M? I'm like, no, I've never done that.
Yeah,
just if you want to sell me something through an advertisement, all I do is look at Sonic stuff. Just give it. If you put Sonic stuff in front of me, I buy it. If it's a shot glass, it's a pizza cutter, it's a coffee cup, it's fucking any sort of plush. I got a rubber ducky that also looks like Knuckles. I'll fucking buy it if it's Sonic related.
Right. Yeah. It's funny that like advertising hasn't reached that point because it's kind of the same for me with like a lot of like Warhammer shit. Like you put Warhammer shit in front of me at like a decent price. Oh, I'm like jazzed.
And they track this stuff. They track how many people click through it and who click through it also buys it,
Yeah. like you put some fucking Spy Family like figures in front of me.
Done deal.
I've got some that I've had on like pre-order for like 6 months.
Yeah.
If I ordered a bunch of manga with it, and I'm still waiting on the manga that's been released because it has to come with my weird pre-orders.
Yeah.
I'm so mad, but that's unrelated. I don't know. It seems like a really bad marketing strategy to be like, I want to advertise on the website that interrupts what people are looking at.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
That's like a surefire way to get me to not look at your ad.
Yeah, like because it's not even like YouTube where it's like you're expecting the ad to show up. You're like, oh, what's this post? Oh, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's like I'm reading a book and someone slaps the book out of my hand and then puts a flyer for, I don't know, Taco Bell in my hands instead. And my first thought is not going to be like, oh, they got the cheesy gordita crunch combo is back. I'm going to be like, hey, I was reading that.
Yeah, like your Twitter feed has to suck for you to be like reading a post and then be like, oh, actually, I do want to buy that.
Yeah, exactly.
Though I think they should go harder with it now I'm thinking about it. Like, imagine if you were like typing up a tweet and in the middle of typing it up, it like added an ad in the middle of there.
There
right?
you go.
It's like, oh man, I'm so excited for Sonic Frontiers. Buy more McDonald's at mcdonaldsapp.com.
Yeah, and listen to the explicit version of the ending theme. I say fuck in it.
Dude,
I'm so excited for Sonic Frontiers.
Frontiers looks good.
It looks really good.
I feel like I'm putting a curse on it saying that, but like Frontiers looks like it could be really fun.
It looks sick. The music's great, and they've had demo booths at like the last several gaming conventions or whatever. People like pretty much across the board, people who've tried it says it controls great. It's a lot of fun. So like they did it. Sonic could be good.
Could be good. I follow what's his face, like Keith Stack or whatever, who like every day is posting like 56 more days, and I'm like. I'm actually kind of excited about that. I never thought I'd be excited for the release of a Sonic game.
I know.
Like unironically, like, oh shit, this could be like I'm gonna wait for the reviews, so I'm probably not gonna buy it day one, but like I could see
frame one the moment I possibly can. I'm taking time off of work and everything.
But for me, damn.
Yeah,
that's believable. But like for me, I haven't bought a Sonic game like unironically, really. Like outside of like a Humble Bundle or something where it was like, oh, all the Sonic games for like $2.
Yeah.
But like I could see myself if it gets like decent reviews from like people that I like listen to, I could buy that like within the first 3 days. I can't believe that.
Yeah. I'm so excited. They the loading screens put you in a training mode like Bayonetta.
Yeah. You gotta believe in the mechanics of your game to put it front and center like that.
Sick fucking combos like this is
because if your combos fucking suck like Sonic 06 or something, you don't want to have a loading screen where they can do something.
You don't do combos in Sonic 06. You just hit the slide and then go in a circle and you hit them like a million
Shadow
times.
has really shitty combos.
Oh, that's right.
Don't forget about that.
I was just thinking about Sonic proper, but no, you're right.
Yeah, Shadow has a really cool thing where he does air combos instead of air dashing to the next guy. So he just dances in the air and gets hit by projectiles.
Hell yeah.
It's so cool. I love Shadow. He definitely doesn't feel like an afterthought in Sonic 06.
I haven't actually played Shadow's story. Can you chaos control? Can you teleport?
Not in the beginning, at least where we are at.
That's unfortunate.
Where Will and I were playing it, and we played through the entire Silver storyline, and we're like, wow, that was pretty bad. And then you play through Shadow, and Shadow feels, despite having like vehicle mechanic, like his signature level, like the level that he starts in, that should be like the thing that's built around his mechanics that you throw the other characters in because you need padding, but it sucks.
Yeah.
His signature level, like the Winter Fortress or whatever, sucks for him. It was probably the least playable for him.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they never let him teleport in the gameplay. Like in Sonic Forces episode Shadow, you play through a level and you're just rocket skating through it, same old. And then in the cutscene, the Jackal, who will then become infinite, attacks you. And then he's like teleporting around doing like, Dragon Ball Z, punch him over this way, teleport behind him, kick him into the, do that. But you can't do that in a gameplay way. So like
there's no Dragon Ball Fighters moves for Shadow.
Exactly.
That's a shame.
I really hope that like if it's a Frontiers 2 or if it's Frontiers DLC, I do hope that there's going to be more playable characters in the future. It'd be really cool to see those different movesets expressed in that.
I'd like to see Shadow given his like badass nature, like you release like a Metal Gear Revengeance style game, but with Shadow, like that could be sick.
That's called Shadow the Hedgehog. It's already here.
Do not compare Shadow the Hedgehog to Revengeance, please.
He's got a sword and a cool theme song.
Nah. Well, okay, shit. That is 90% of the reason why I like Revengeance.
There you go.
Shit.
We're lacking a Senator Armstrong, but otherwise we got all the components.
Okay, the only way they can up it is if Shadow kills the president.
Yeah.
Like the final boss is the president of the United States. Like make him Obama, and I'm like, okay, sure. Games got something to say.
There we go, yeah. They do have like there's the good and the evil routes, and the way that you get the evil route is just by killing police robots. So, yeah. They're gun bots, of course.
All police robots are bastards, dude.
All a prab.
A prab, dude.
Not as catchy, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's out there though.
Yeah.
A prab. we're the first A prab podcast.
Yeah.
I guess there are police robots out there now.
Oh yeah, no that's sad.
That was like the robo dogs.
Yeah. I forgot that. Oh, I hate the future so much. No, that is an actual thing. There's police robots, so we can't even be jokey about that. In reality, all police robots are bad.
Honestly, you can shoot the police robot. Like, you should. Like I think you're under moral obligation to shoot police robots.
I think so. Yeah.
Drone, RoboDog, take them out.
Any of them. Yeah.
Yeah. They shouldn't even be allowed to stop you. They will, but they shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah. To. RoboCop. If they make RoboCop in real life, shoot that guy.
Yeah. Take him out, dude. I love the RoboCop movie. Real life, not a great thing.
Yeah. That should have stayed in the movies and Mortal Kombat 11. He's in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It is. I love it.
Yeah. Smash Bros for dads.
That's so good.
Right?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
We got RoboCop. We got Rambo. We got fucking, who else is in it?
I think Jason.
Jason was in 10.
Friday the 13th? Oh, maybe.
Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface and the Alien, I think, are all in 10.
Oh, they're not. I just confused those two games because they look fucking identical to me.
It's 11 seems in many ways like DLC. They do change mechanically, but visually they're very similar.
I gotta say, both those games though, you watch like you go on YouTube, you type in like Mortal Kombat movie or whatever, and it shows like basically the thing without the actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Fucking great movies.
Oh yeah, NRS has figured out the fighting game story mode in a way that like no other developer is really.
Even the action scenes in those are like where you're not like actually fighting. Are sick. Like watching people like fight people, like this is so cool.
I guess I totally forgot I was going to bring up during the hanging out segment, but I saw the Tekken Netflix series. I'll have to talk about that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to go into more detail about it because we're about to hit 2 hours. I'll go into more detail in the next episode, but pretty dope.
Yeah. Look forward to the next episode where we're going to talk about that.
Yeah. Talk about Tekken.
I'll talk about how I watched you get dunked on at a Tekken tournament.
Multiple Tekken tournaments. Yeah. Yeah. I watched that guy throw up and then I went 0-2 at a Tekken tournament. Great time. That was a great Saturday.
Can't wait to do it again. Well, let's wrap up here. Right. We rated the show. Hey, if you like this show, Battle School Dropouts, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We don't have any fancy URL for that, but you can also follow us on Twitter. Find out what we're going to talk about for the next episode. That's Battle School Pod, and we're on Podbean, we're on Spotify. I can't get us on iTunes. I've tried. But those other two things. I mean, Spotify's big. You know?
Spotify, yeah. You got Spotify, you got YouTube, you got options, you
know. How can people track you down?
You can go to my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/octomammoth. You can also go to my Twitter, twitter.com/8mammoth. That's the number 8 and then mammoth. I don't post much on my SoundCloud. I do have some music stuff in the works, but nothing I can talk about right this moment.
It's all good music, though. It's the music in this show.
It is. I do also, I do the music, the intro and outro and whatnot in the show or in this podcast. Stu does the visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so give us a follow, sound off in the comments, like and subscribe, blah, 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 blah.
All that jazz. Yeah. And if you like the show and you think of somebody else who would like it, tell a friend. Yeah. You know, that's the only way we can really grow it at this point. So we appreciate it.
If this show wasn't too heady and experimental and confusing for you, you know.
I got to figure us talking about the show is like a more like esoteric, like, abstract experience.
Yeah.
And I'm at Hentai Pizza Lord. you can follow me on Twitter.
That's right.
I post a lot of bullshit now that it's on my phone.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I guess that wraps us up for this extra interdimensional episode.
That's right. Stay tuned next time when we watch Doraemon.
We're tune in next week. We're gonna watch the first 6 episodes of Pokemon, just like what he said there.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
Doraemon.
I didn't realize how well that works.
I'm pretty clever, huh?
Yeah. I wasn't ready for it.